Hey.
Hey.
There's no funny intro here yet. We're working on that. But welcome to Disney Talk with Chewy and JShot.
Yay.
Well,
It's you
there you
and
go.
me. Who would have thought? Let's change that background. There we go.
Ooh,
Oh, I
there we
should.
go.
If only I thought of this a little bit better. I could have
There's,
spaced our bodies.
there's still time. There's
Hmm.
still time.
Darn.
But it's okay if we position ourselves to make it look like we're on there. Never mind.
Yeah,
Anyway.
keep going close. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Hold
we
on.
have
I'll
to.
be right over. Yeah.
Could you imagine? Oh, at the con, we should just do that. We'll just do a long stream and just keep doing that.
A total skit. But yeah, dude. Thank you for pushing me to do this. This is, something that we've been talking about for a while, kind of doing our own thing. You and I both took a trip to Disney World recently, separate, not together, not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Hey.
But if we'll see how it goes.
If the universe wants that to happen, I'm happy to go to Disney whenever.
That's right.
Use that bounce back. Just keep bouncing. Tigger.
Yeah.
See, first Disney reference.
About thread out of the ride. But yeah, I figured we'd get on here, chat a little bit, see who joins us. We got Mikey in the chat already. What's going on, dude?
Hey, what's up, Tricks Blast? How are you doing?
Yeah. So first and foremost, how was your trip overall?
My trip was really good, really fast. I went during my April vacation, so my kids were out of school, and we went for 3 days Disney, 2 days Universal,
right,
and then out. So it was very quick. There was no rest days. I was telling my wife this. I was like, we had the rest days in the day. Like we left the Magic Kingdom. We go back to swim at like 3:00, and we go back to the park at like 6, which I always thought was like a hurdle. Like a couple years ago with the kids, I was just like, we're never gonna do this. Once I leave the park, we're out. Like even the 10 minutes, if you're a skyline back, 10 minutes out, I'm like, we're out. We're in the resort.
Yeah.
What about you? How's your trip? You went for a very brief stint.
Yeah, super quick. So I mean, you got 5 days at least, right? So my wife and I were on the 6 a.m. flight out of here. Got down there like I think around 10 or something like that, or maybe like earlier. Basically went to the resort, dropped our bags, one bag. We only had one bag. That's how quick it was.
Between
one
the two
bag
of you?
Split between the two of us. Yeah.
Wow. That's a dream. That's like a rom-com. Like, I'm going on this long trip to Europe, and I have this little carry-on and like a magazine.
Yeah, and magically everything's here for me. Yeah. So we got got to the hotel, dropped our bag, got something to eat, and then we hit Magic Kingdom, and we were there. I was actually really proud of us. We were there till like 8:00 at night, so it was like full 8 hours going all day. Back to the hotel, and then we'll go into it further. So got in there, just hit the parks running, and then we had another full day on Monday, and then Tuesday we were on the 2:00 flight home. So literally we had 2 full days, but that first day was flying in. So
yeah,
it was a whirlwind. But I've always had fantasies of doing. Have you ever heard of the like 24-hour thing?
I was just going to mention that the people that leave at like 4 a.m. and then they take the red eye home.
No hotel, no bags. I'm just like, ooh.
That's what we'd end up doing for the show. This is a soft launch, but like if episode 100, we should just do that. It'll be like, hey, we're gonna do it live, 24 hours.
Yeah.
See what 2 schmucks can get up to in the Met, and what we do the hopper. So we do Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios. I'm not going to Animal Kingdom, and then we go home.
That's it. Right back to the airport. Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got Misty Owl stopping by and say, "What's up, dude? What's going on?" And Arelis Delgado. I'm sure I mispronounced that, but thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for joining. The Misty Owl is a Florida resident and a Disney Universal. Well, I'm sure Disney mostly, but he talked about Universal as well.
Well, I was going to say, you went to Universal. I don't think I've been to Universal, God, at least over a decade.
It's been 20 years for me.
Wow. So, and you didn't hit Epic, though. You just went to...
I had the option to hit up Epic, but I didn't know about it until we were in the hotel. I didn't know about it until we were in Universal. Like, I was in the park, and my father-in-law messaged my wife being like, hey, if you're interested, the hotel said we could go Epic. I'm like, oh, I don't know if my mind can fathom rediscovering Universal Studios and Islands
Yeah.
of Adventure, and then squeezing in Epic because it's not next to it. It's
Right.
like 20 minutes off.
I've heard that it's like in a completely different area, which is mind-boggling to me. Again, it's like the space that they have to do this stuff.
I thought that was the value of Universal. Like you have the hotels, you have city walking, you have the two parks is all right there. There's no real, you can walk. Like I walked from the, I think I was Pacific Royal, I think was the hotel,
Okay.
and I was able to walk from the hotel lobby to Islands of Adventure in like 12 minutes.
Nice. So supposedly the 2 hotels for Epic are actually inside the park.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
the 2 or 3 hotels, so that it is close like that.
Depending on the room, you can watch the fireworks. Like
That's
super close.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's cool, man. I think the last time I was there, Kong was still there. So,
Kong is not there in that iteration.
No.
There's a new Kong. Like
Oh,
that's the thing with Universal. There was a lot of screens, man. A lot of simulation technology. Like put
Yeah.
on these glasses. Oh no, we're like a lot of that. But it was cool. I enjoyed it.
nice. All right.
Not as much as I enjoyed Disney though. My
Yeah.
family and I all discussed it. We just like the vibe Disney puts out.
Yeah. It's you're I feel like you're one or the other, or maybe there's people who both, but yeah, I agree. Misty is going to Disney every weekend activity. That's the dream. That's
I mean, if you have a residential ticket, like an annual pass,
yeah.
that is the dream. Like you could just go, be like, oh man, I really want a popcorn bucket, a churro, and maybe a picture of poo. That's your Saturday afternoon, and you're out.
It's it. Done. Speaking of popcorn buckets, I did pick up this bad boy while I was out there. I put it to the council, and council agreed. Had to buy.
That's such a quick council decision.
It really was. It really
Actually,
was.
I feel like we swayed the council to be like,
we did. But I didn't realize it made noise until like the other day too. So makes noise, lights up, and then yesterday I think it crashed my computer. So I'm gonna stop it before it blows up.
Yeah. I didn't realize the turret lit up.
Yeah, and it goes full blast, and somewhere there's
that looks like the best popcorn bucket next to all the Figment ones.
Right. So, but yes, I did get to go. So we did. So what I was gonna say is on Sunday, everything's a blur. On Sunday, we went down to Magic Kingdom, but we were there for May the 4th, and even though the plan was to do studios the next day, I was like, how can we not at least just go for a quick visit, right, and see Star Wars on Star Wars Day? Like it just felt silly. So we ended up buying the Lightning Lane. I still call it Fast Pass for
I still call it MGM.
Oh yeah, well, it's always going to be that. So,
I got corrected like 3 times. Once in the shuttle, and like once in the lands. I was like, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's not that.
It hasn't been that for a while, but yeah. But yeah, we bought the Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance, which was cheaper than I thought it would be. And it was just cool. It was just cool to be there and see everybody walking around and everybody dressed up. It felt like Comic-Con,
yeah.
So But,
so you were there on the actual 4th.
Yeah, on the actual 4th.
So then, did you make your way to Muppet Courtyard then?
We made our way to Muppet Courtyard, but didn't do Muppets because the plan was always for us to do it the next day. So we were just kind of there to just kind of walk around. We did Star Tours, and got the Andor scene, which was really cool. And then did Rise. We tried to get into Smugglers, but I think at like 6 something, they actually closed that part of Batu. Because I think at 9 o'clock they do Sabers Up, so everybody's dressed up. They do that. So, but like that area, unless you had a dining reservation or a pass for Smuggler's Run, was completely shut down. So you couldn't get back into that area.
The reason why I ask is that on May the 4th, even though I don't think they were selling Muppet stuff, but they opened the studio gift shop.
Yes, and we did walk through that.
Nice.
Because
cool.
I was very tempted to buy a mouse droid. But
and that was it. That they're not opening it again before it closes.
No, which is wild to me. And I guess kind of the main conversation that we were going to talk about tonight is you and I both Muppet fans. This was a special trip. I mean, got the T-shirt and all to go see Muppets before it closed. So yeah,
same.
Dreading. That's literally why we went, dude. It's we were trying to coordinate. But But
again, it sounds like we went together. We went separately, but a
we
week
went
apart.
separately. For now, we went
For now.
separately. But yeah, I mean, I can certainly dredge on about it, but like, what was the significance for you, dude? Like, what was the significance of Muppets? Is it just nostalgia or
All
no?
nostalgia. I
Yeah,
remember when I was a kid, and like it's still
yeah,
there. It's still in its entirety. They add some extra effects since then, but it still holds up, and that's the I think that's the value and the appeal of Muppets is that it just holds
yeah,
up. All the original stuff still works.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. No,
that entry show, like that I
it's
almost
amazing.
enjoy the entry show more than the actual show.
I recorded the what you call it, Sam Eagle introducing Mickey Mouse and Rizzo coming out, because that is
Oh yeah,
by
yeah.
far one of my favorite parts. Right? It's like,
And I was like, what? I have
right,
Donald Duck in the back.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to see who he had intended for Donald Duck.
Red Schmat, they're tourists. Yeah. That ride, or I guess attraction, whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's so many, like you're saying, the queue area. There's so many little like Easter eggs in there. I mean, there's the net full of Jello, which is supposed to reference a net Funicello, which is hysterical. And then there's so many little areas, but that you're right, that Q show, what is it with the 3Ds, right? It's like, I'm Dolores, I'm Deborah,
Yeah.
and I'm Max. The union sent me. Yeah. Like, oh,
Oh, it's so good. But I hope and I really have faith, and I actually no, it's just hope that they just film it in HD. Like do the walkthrough. Like they just recently posted on May the 4th a walkthrough, or maybe they didn't. Maybe I just discovered it, but it's the walkthrough of Rise of the Resistance.
oh,
So they
cool.
walk you through the queue. No one's there. They walk you
Yeah.
through the pre-show, the shuttle, your prisoners, your escape, and then you go through the ride. And it's like
Wow.
full HD. Everything's so much brighter than my eyes are. There's like cataracts, and you're like, oh, this would be like if I had LASIK. I got it. But I want them to do that for Muppets. Give us the view.
I know that I'm pretty sure that they converted the film, right? They converted the film into digital, and that's going to be stored. And obviously, that's the last time that Jim Henson voiced Kermit, which is why it's kind of a big deal, right? This is the last project that he was on before he passed. But you're right, like the entryway. I mean, someone's got to photograph it, right? I mean, someone's got to go and then just map it all out, build it out somewhere for it to exist in 3D. I also think if it does, the plan obviously is for it to take over Rock and Roller Coaster. I do think there's opportunity to move some of that stuff into that space and still kind of keep
like you
that
can
charm
move
for
the
sure.
fountain easily,
Oh yeah.
and you can move Kermit. You might lose the pillars, but you can probably get most of it and move it over. But what I've heard rumors is that the show that's right next door used to be Cars, now it's going to be Villains.
Yeah.
That's primed. You could do a Muppets show on the side and then turn that into the courtyards. So I hope they do it right. I think there's enough fandom for fever to do something like that, and it would actually properly theme out that corner too.
Yeah, it's right. And actually, what you're talking about too, right? You have that entryway, right? When you go into, where does it say? It says like Upside Down Records or whatever, Gravity Records or whatever it is, G-Force. I think it's G-Force Records.
Yeah.
So like you have that whole area that you can theme out with other stuff. So you're 100% right. Misty says, so what they're doing is they're going to be recording cast members experience it next week. Okay, cool. So there you go. And that's how they're going to keep it live.
Perfect.
That's awesome. There you go. So it's going to be a special shoot with Disney recording the queue and everything. Perfect. That's awesome.
Perfect.
That's really, really cool.
Man in the know.
There you go. We should send him a link. Jump in here.
What does the info say? Like he willed it into action. Like he put it on his vision. Like there's some term he uses every once in a while. He's
manifested.
He's gonna manifest this into action. That's the fastest manifestation I've ever done.
There you go. You wasted it on that.
Minutes.
Could have had millions of dollars, but instead we're gonna get Instead we're getting Muppets. But yeah, I felt like I really needed to go. So many of those pieces and phrases in that show are like integrated into my everyday vernacular. Like I will literally say the flim is okie dokie at least twice a week. Your flim is okie dokie. But Muppets was also one of those areas when I had done the college program and worked down there for over a year. That was one of those things too, where we just go and hang out, right? Like you just
Should
go
we
and hang
pause
out.
there and talk about your
Yes,
college
sure.
program? So,
Yeah.
what is this program? I've heard you only mention it once before.
Yeah, so the college program is something that's offered through Disney where you get to work and learn at the parks. I think it's only I don't know if it's in Disneyland, but it's offered in Walt Disney World in Orlando. And you go through an interview process, and you get recruited, and then it's like a work stay, right? So you live in an area where they kind of lay everybody out in the same area, and then you take classes while you're there. But what's really cool is the entire like park and the entire like education thing is all open to you. So you have your like core classes that you can take for college credit, and get your doctorate, which I have. I have my doctorate. And if you really want, you can go get your master's, which I never got. But
It's too late.
it's too late. Well, I don't know. I maybe. But like they have like leadership classes, communication, things like that. And I think I got mine in communication and leadership. And then obviously it translates, but like honestly, it's a way for them to get kind of labor, right? Like it's you get paid, but it's considered an internship. So I think I made like $7 an hour, but of course this was 30 years ago now that I was in college, or 20 years ago. But yeah, it was dude, it was honestly one of the coolest experiences I ever had. I worked in the parking lot, parking cars and talking on the back of the tram. So it's not like I did anything.
Oh, you were the guy?
I was a tram guy. Back
Oh,
in
that's
tram.
epic.
It's not like I did anything amazing, like I have friends that worked on Great Movie Ride. I had other friends that were in custodial. Like, it's basically like all these different jobs, a lot of obviously retail, food handling.
Is it the same job throughout the internship? Like, how long were you an intern?
I was an intern. I think I did a semester. So was that 3 or 4 months?
Okay.
So
it's the same job for the 3-4 months.
Same job. You can put in to transfer, but that's like a process, right? The same way it would be a process if you were transferring out of a class. And you go through everything that any employee would go through. You go through like a traditions, you go through a training period. And then when you're done, if you're in good standing, you have the option to stay active, which basically means you have to work, I think it's like 5 days or 10 days a year, not consecutive, or like 3 or 4 days consecutively. And then you stay in a member in good standing, which means you get all the perks. So like you could go into the park every time you want, you could swipe in and do all that kind of stuff. So for a while, I kept my standing. Like I would just go down for a week, stay with a friend, and work. And then I was able to just, whenever we would go back, I would just swipe in for free, which was
That's
part of the
amazing.
perks. Yeah.
So like, how often do you have to turn up though? Like every few months is good enough, and
so you had to work those 10 days in a year.
Oh, just 10 days strictly.
If
okay.
you went, so if you could go down and get scheduled for
amazing.
10 days, but you had to do, it was something like, so Traditions is like a 3-day intensive. They give you the whole backstory of the company and, why they do certain things and all this kind of stuff. If you were like, had a gap of, I think like 10 months, you would have to go through Traditions again. So as long as you kept coming down to work within that like 10-month period, you were fine. But
that's cool. That's cool. So how long did you keep this going? Is it still good? Have you done?
No, I wish. I should have. I kept it up for about a year after. So I think I was like coming up on my 2-year anniversary before it just became, too much and life gets in the way, right? Type of thing.
Of course.
So, but yeah, dude, I had I had the best tan in the world. I was outside every day, 90-degree heat, running around.
So
but
now
I had like farmer's tan. It was great. So
now when you walk around the park, do you still like, you're like one of those guys in those like flannel, like sweater vest things, being like, and over here you'll notice this light in this window, sometimes it's on, and that's when you get to pull the sword out of the stone.
So yes and no, because so much has changed since I've been down there, because I had a bit of a dry spell going down to the parks, probably about 3 or 4 years at this point, but I was stationed at studios. So when I go to studios, there is a sense of like coming home, right? Yeah. Like, and like one of the best experiences I had was walking through the park or walking through studios at park close. So it's just completely dead. The lights are all on, the music's playing, and you're just kind of walking through it. You're with your friends or your coworkers, it was just like one of the coolest things.
Yeah, you got the
you know,
inside look. You were part of
yeah,
the team.
that's it. I was part of the team. I was backstage.
Did you
You know.
keep your little tag thingy?
Yes, I have it somewhere. I'm gonna have to dig it up if we're gonna do this on a regular basis. But yes,
Cast
I kept
member
my tag,
tag.
my cast member
Nice.
tag. I kept that.
Freaking love it.
I had a bunch of stuff. I had like the radio manual, like randomly I found coming across it. So yeah, dude, I kept like as much as I could. There were people that kept the uniform, but they got fined, and I was like, it's a yellow shirt. I don't need to keep this. So
Oh, it's just the t-shirt or the polo?
no, it's it's a button down, but it's like yellow striped, and then it's yellow shorts. So I'm like, I'm not gonna wear this on a regular basis. So that's all right. But yeah,
Who would
it
have
was
thought
really cool.
20 years later you might have a podcast about it? And you're like, damn,
Who knows? Who knows?
an audible podcast. I could have wore these yellow
That's
shorts.
right. Could have worn these yellow shorts. Nobody would have seen it. I could be wearing them right now. So.
Oh, but that must have been wild going back and seeing all the different things that is like for you then seeing Muppets or knowing that Muppets beyond just being a big fan, that was there for you. And that's one of the attractions that are now, it's going through that evolution, that Disney big change up that always happens. Nothing is safe, nothing is super sacred. 30 years around, that's an achievement right there.
Yeah, I mean, like it's saying that, like, going back, you're 100% right. Like, when I was there, Great Movie Ride was there, right? Like, that's not there anymore. Muppets is going away. I mean, dude, when I was there, it was the Backlot tour and the Hunchback of Notre Dame show, like that. We're going way back in time. So like one of my roommates was actually a driver on the Backlot tours. Like he would do the Catastrophe Canyon and all that stuff. So like that's gone. Like that's what is that? That's all Star Wars now. So but yeah, it's wild to see the changes. But as much as there's a part of you that's like, oh my God, how could you take this away? You're like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Like especially with something like Great Movie Ride, it's like, you're going through, you're experiencing Wizard of Oz, Bubsy Berkeley, Singing in the Rain, Alien, and you're like, okay, I love this, but like my kids wouldn't know what the heck this is. They'll know Raiders because of me or Singing in the Rain, but it's like okay, yeah, it makes sense that this goes away. So
yeah, it's a shame. I did have hope that they were just going to replace the Star Wars Vault and just put the Monsters Inc. thing there, because that used to be an animation wing. It used to be a function studio, which was wild to think about that's not there because of some, the last thing that it produced was like that weird cow movie, right?
Yeah. Was that what the hell was that called? I want to say but that's not right.
It's all right. But that, when I go back to my childhood, the thing that I remember most is that they had that cool walkthrough experience for animation studios. And you'd sit in the audience and they'd have like an animator sitting at the table and they'd be like, all right, now we're gonna learn how to draw Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
And it was so cool. And I always loved art. And so like that was like bread and butter. Was like, this is fantastic. I love this. Is what I want. And then they took it away. But I'm happy to note that it's in Disneyland. It's still there.
Okay. I was gonna say after they took out the animation thing, I thought that was still there. But we had meant to go. I know that the court is completely changed, but I thought the animation was still there.
No, that's
wow.
That's now the vaults and the preschool wing of no, we're not bashing anything Disney, but some of those characters in that corner. It scares me a little bit. Like there's a part of me that just is like it's scarier when I see like Fancy Nancy and she's as tall as me. It's scarier to see that than if I saw a costume Jafar come up to me.
Right. It's like, why is Doc McStuffin so big? Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever go into that Playhouse Disney? Did you ever take your kids to see that show?
No, we never ended up because the time and just if you don't catch that window and you don't want to wait, then you just never get to it.
The show was pretty interesting because they do puppets and it's not just the characters on stage. They have
really
puppets. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. And then they do a dance party and stuff. But yeah, it's not.
And then you danced. You're like, 10:30. Let's dance it out.
Let's dance it out. Yeah, get ready for a nap, kid. Either me or you. One of us is going down.
I know they're bringing back the Little Mermaid's adventure in the
So
corner.
my wife had said that, but all the signage is down for Little Mermaid.
Oh,
So, but
unless
she
they're
had said, she goes,
replacing the sign.
well, she had said, she goes, I saw like they put up a casting call. And I go, what was it, a casting call for Little Mermaid? Or was it just a casting? Like, or maybe they're just doing a completely new show.
It might be a completely new show now,
Yeah.
which makes sense. They just swap out the sign. That sign is old.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's
that
the
could be it too.
original,
They're
I
just
think.
updating the sign. But it's like also, again, like, but is the Little Mermaid make sense in that space anymore? Like, depending on what
Right,
they want to do
right.
with it. So, but yeah, it was interesting to see that, and just kind of like there's a lot of now these spaces that are in between and like dead space. Like you have over by the stunt show, you have that like whole back corner that they're not doing anything with.
Nothing with, yeah. And
So
then if you eat at that Hangar Bay,
yeah,
whatever it's called, this
yeah.
flies everywhere.
Oh
It's
really? We didn't go.
go eat outside in that entryway to the left near like the shrubbery, like the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
like foresty, very natural looking surrounding. There are
yeah.
flies as can be.
Oh god, no. That is a cool spot though. That's got all
It is.
your Indiana Jones nostalgia. Did you do stunt show when you were down?
I didn't do it this time, but
Okay.
so far I'm averaging twice a year, which is
Wow.
dangerous to the wallet, but amazing for the soul. And so
I'm
I
with you.
didn't do it this time, but I did it last time, and we got great seats to it. Like we
Yeah.
got like third row from the front and center, which was something I've never had before. And it wasn't like a burn hot moment. So I was able to just sit and watch
Nice.
the show, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My
Yeah.
son enjoyed it, and then he's like, "Can I
Yeah.
watch Indiana Jones?" I'm like, "We gotta think about this. I'm gonna rewatch it to make sure I'm not doing something that's
Yeah.
gonna haunt me later."
Yeah. Yeah. We can watch up to the last part and we'll just fast forward. Nothing really happens. Um, I noticed though they changed that show significantly, and like that is another one of those shows because that was actually so our break area was right next to the stunt show. So if we weren't working in the parking lot and we were on break, I would literally stand outside and watch the show from backstage. So like I know that show inside and out. And it's like all these little things that I noticed. And it was like, when did that happen? Like I know that they had the accident, so they got rid of the zip line. But like one thing is when Miriam is in the gun in the ship and he can't get the door open, I remember like Indy would shoot it.
Oh
And
yeah.
I noticed on this time he didn't shoot it. He just like stomps on it. And I was like, that's interesting.
Hmm.
So I don't know how much they're like taking guns out of it versus I don't know if I just saw an off show because they did replace Indy midway through. All of a sudden it was like we had a new Indy. And I was like, oh, okay. Like we started
Hmm.
with Mike and we got Steve. And I was like, so I don't know if something was going on, but there's a couple things. And obviously they took out the audience participation, which was
We got Max, the Union Sec.
yeah, Union sent me. Um,
Oh my
the
god, I
audience,
would love that version if that ever.
right? The audience participation's been out since COVID. So
Yeah, that's true. How long
yeah.
do you think this will stay? It's such a staple, but now that we know that Muppets wasn't safe, that's a big area.
Which is one of the reasons why I said like we have to go see it. Um, I will say the show was full, right?
Yeah,
When we
true,
went to go see
true.
it, the show was full, so I think people are still going. In all honesty, I think what it depends on what direction they're going to take the park, right? Because I feel like Indy is probably one of the last remaining pieces of the studio aspect, right? Like, because that
Right.
was the stunt show, that was learning how the stunts are done and how, what a second camera unit does and stuff like that. So, if they're going to move away from the studio aspect or change it to just be different properties, I would say it's probably in danger. Um, but we also have that new ride that's coming to Animal Kingdom
Oh,
in
that's
Indiana
right.
Jones.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I was shocked that it was full. I mean, I was happy, I was glad, right?
It's
I mean,
always been full,
yeah,
like every time I go. Yeah. And
yeah,
it's one of those ones that has a lightning lane. And,
yeah.
if you go very last minute, you're not getting a seat. You're
No,
gonna be stuck in the back, which is the first time with me. I think I went to go grab a water, and I sent my family ahead. And I was messaging my wife, like, hey, just forget about whatever seat that is. I don't know how I get to you. I'm gonna sit in the back. Like, it was on the back wall. Like, I'm just gonna hang here.
Yeah. But it is, and I think they do like 4 or 5 shows a day too.
Yeah,
So
true.
I mean, look, I hope it doesn't go away. I mean, that's been there since it opened. I actually, a good friend of mine who actually kind of helped get me my first job out of college, he was part of the opening day team for that. So it's pretty cool to have a little connection to that. He was one of the show directors.
I thought it was going to be Indy. It's like, I knew the original Steve.
Well, the guy who plays Indy is now the director on that show when he walks out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the original Indies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Keep that up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just promote it up. No, eventually they introduced the father, and then
yeah. We're gonna do Indy from Dial of Destiny. Yeah.
They update it. It's like, it's the final Indy.
Getting too old for this. Yeah. So, yeah, dude. I hope that doesn't go away. But I'm excited for the new land. I've never made it out to California. I've never done Disneyland, and
I've never done it either. I've done Disney World several times, and I did Disneyland Paris, which is a different experience.
Yeah, that's right.
As well.
Yeah, I haven't done Disneyland because I want to do it like the super expensive way. They have a special tour called Walk in Walt's Footsteps, and it like literally, and it's like, but it's like really stupid expensive.
It's like 10 grand, right?
Yeah, it's like stupid. So, but like that's how I want to do it.
But there's a version of Disney World where, like, there's that also thing people talk about it. It's like, get that special person in that flannel vest to just walk you through the back of most rides, right up onto the ride itself. They bring you treats based on what you want, and it's not that much. It's not 10 grand. It's like,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's like $3-4 grand, and you're like, ooh, the number's not bad.
They're
like, if you have
you're
10
talking about
people,
like, okay, you're talking about doing like the like private thing. I was gonna say we've done like the backstage tours. My wife's a big Christmas like nut, right? And they had a holiday tour where you actually like got to walk through the warehouses of all their like Christmas stuff. And this was like back when the Osborne lights were up. And she, it was funny. They like walk you into a room and it's like a whole half a warehouse. And they're like, this is our ribbon room. And my wife is like, this is just ribbon. And they're like, yep. I was like, we're not making a ribbon room in our house. Like, just like get that, but like, it's massive. So seeing Disney that was ribbon. Cool. Disney ribbon. And then they have shoppers that go through all year. There's like 5 people fully employed for holiday. And then they obviously like beef it up towards the season. Yeah, doing those tours. I love doing those tours, behind the magic or the special key tours. That's something you should do.
Oh, special keys. I need to figure out how that works out.
You gotta do that.
Eventually, we start to think about like what's new at this type of experience. What can you do differently? Mm-hmm. And I'm pleasantly surprised that each time I go, and I've gone, oh God, I think it's 6 times in 4 years. And
no shame.
We keep finding something new to experience, something new to add on. And special keys would be one of those things. Like, I figure out how that works.
Yeah. What's your go-to hotel when you go down?
Home base. It's not our, when we think back, it's like, oh my God, this hotel is sick. Yeah. It's our home though. It's Caribbean Beach.
Okay.
We love that as our home base. That was our first hotel or resort we stayed at. It's connected to the Skyliners. They were so nice to my kids when we first arrived. Of course, it's Disney World.
Of course.
But they like instantly like, and I know that doesn't happen all the time because we've been back and it hasn't happened each time. But like, they gave my kids like those like Mickey like Rice Krispies like right away. We're just walking through with our luggage. They're like, hey, come over here. Or like stickers and coloring books and like all these things. And like, each time I was like, Matt, she's like, why are they giving it to us? So I was like, oh, because you're little and cute. Just go over there. You'll probably get a sticker. And then she got a sticker. I'm like, yeah. See, it worked. Don't get old, kids.
yeah. You're little and cute. Go.
But the best one is Polynesian.
So when we first started, so like my wife and I have been going for years. Literally since we were 18. We've been dating since we were 18. Like that was our first trip, and like we've just gone back. So we are like fully ingrained Disney adults. I'll admit it. Oh, well, I'll admit it on this podcast. Um, Port Orleans was our like go-to.
Oh, really?
That was our go-to. Yeah, really
Yeah.
loved that. Just the vibe, like it was always cool. But the last few times we went down with the kids, we stayed at Poly, and like there's nothing like staying there. And then this time when we went down, we stayed at Beach Club because it was under construction. So like we got a really good rate. We're like, screw it. The whole thing is that we're only going down for 2 days. Who cares? Um, but what we ended up doing was on that last day, we didn't have park tickets. We went for breakfast at Kona Cafe, which I don't know if you've ever gone. That's my
Yeah.
favorite place to grab breakfast. And it was just such a as soon as we walked into Poly, I was like, this is what was missing. Like this is a Disney trip. Like it's just a different vibe. It's like a different feeling. And like the other
it's
place is like a
level.
hotel. This was, an experience,
Yeah,
So
it could be an experience on its own,
Mhm.
but then when you have the ferry boat to Magic Kingdom, you get the monorail to
Monorail.
Epcot, and the
Yeah.
buses come a lot sooner
Yeah.
than anywhere
We
else.
could, yeah.
Granted, it's a deluxe resort. It's
Yeah.
expensive.
It
Like
is
the
expensive.
price is up there. That's the only reason why we don't stay there all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
Like
of
we did
course.
that one time, we're like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And my daughter is super loyal kid. She's like, no, I like Caribbean Beach. 2 days into like Santa Pauli, like her and my son were like talking, like, so what'd you like? And my son's like, well, I like this, I like the water slides and the Dole Whip in the room. I was like, so what didn't you like? He's like, nothing. I liked everything there. It was amazing.
We spoil them. We spoil them. That's
Yeah, I mean, Caribbean Beach is also spoiling them too. But it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah,
Polly's just like spoiling me.
yeah. Yeah. There's nothing. There's nothing like it. And then I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever gotten it, but they have we discovered them, on a late night. They have these awesome pork nachos. Like
Oh,
so.
I heard of them. I didn't order them.
Yeah. So next time you go,
That's
something to
cool.
look
When we
forward
go
to.
for the 100th episode, we'll go and
Yes.
we'll do that prefix like sit down meal.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, and each time, like we did that one time, I'm looking at the two kids. I'm like, you guys are not gonna eat your weight in this, are you? For like $60, you guys are gonna be chumps. I know it.
Let's do it. That's funny.
I
Uh,
walked out with and like because there was so much meat left over on the table
yeah.
because
Oh, you're talking
they
about Ohana's. Yeah, yeah,
Ohana's, yeah.
yeah.
And there's so much left of like steaks. And I'm just like, oh man. I was like, I know you don't do this, but can I just get like a to-go container or something? That's like, it's like we really don't. I was like, okay, no worries. And he comes over to
Yeah.
me and he's like, hey man. I was like, what? He's like, we have coffee cups. He's
I
like,
was gonna say,
just like
yeah.
you get 2 coffee cups of meat to go. I was like, thank you, buddy. He's like, yeah, I know. He walks away because he looked just like me. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say coffee cups, man. I've eaten my fair share out of coffee cups. Nothing wrong with it. No shame. No shame. Oh.
No shame at like 8 a.m. on the way out. You're like, I don't want to waste this meat. I'm just like,
Yeah.
no fork, just like ripping it. To...
Just ripping into it like it's beef jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
This is the juiciest jerky I've ever had.
um Outside of Muppets, and actually really, really quickly, I do want to shout out. I got his Instagram here too, and I'll pull this up. I do want to shout out. I believe I'm gonna mispronounce it. It's Satisfactual Sign Co. He's making or did make these replica Miss Piggy, Statue of Liberty kind of fountains that are in the Muppet Courtyard. So I was able to snag one of these. Again, just trying to grab all the Muppet nostalgia I can before it goes away. It's kind of nice because it's flat, so it could fit against the wall. Or like we were talking about beforehand, I was thinking about potentially making a shadow box. But he's really good at doing things that are either no longer here, or I'm going to hopefully share this and not crash because that's what happened yesterday. Oh, look at that. Okay. But he's really good at like kind of recapturing things that are no longer available, like the Tough to Be a
Oh my god,
Bug.
I didn't even see that
Yeah,
Ghostbusters one.
doing the Ghostbusters. I mean, like he did the door. Currently working on what we talked about, the courtyard piece,
I
which
mean,
is
that's amazing,
crazy.
but you need two.
Yeah,
You need two.
yeah, that's true. You do need to. Um, but yeah, I love this too. The theater, the Fozzie Theater was great. Oh, but But there was one thing too that I was like, oh man, this is really cool that he did.
I think it was in his stories.
Was it
The
his
full
stories?
Fountain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it must have been in his stories. So, but yeah, he's got some
Oh,
awesome
look at that
stuff.
Figment with the Santa hat. Go up a little bit.
There you go. Oh, this one or did I
I
go
think
past
there's
it?
one above it. This
Here,
one.
up on the shelf.
Oh, up it.
Big on a twig.
Hanging on a twig.
Uh oh. Uh oh. All
Oh my
right.
goodness!
Well.
I got a message.
Oh
Like
boy.
way better.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he does some really cool stuff. And he's got some new stuff coming. So he does very limited drops, but go oh, look at the classic Mickey Pops. Oh my god.
Don't you find it so dangerous because you're a Disney adult that everything calls out to you? You're
Yes.
like nostalgia rides that aren't here. Figment,
Yeah.
like you, you could just buy each thing that this guy puts out
Everything.
and
Everything.
still be like pretty broke.
God. Yeah.
Like,
Between that and my turtle addiction, I really don't like money. So
I mean, green with green, you know.
it's true. It's true. I got a green thing going. So but I know we were talking about Muppets, but I was gonna ask you what are your non-negotiables when you go? Like,
Oh,
like
okay.
for me, no matter what, I have to get a Mickey bar, like a Mickey ice cream bar. Like
Oh,
that's
okay.
like one of the things I have to do. Have to ride the monorail. Like my wife's park, we call, everybody's got their own park. My wife's park is Magic Kingdom, mine is Studios. Like we got to at least spend one day in each of those. But yeah, like you're
I
going
think
down, you have
those
to
are
do
the
this.
two definite parks. Two
Yep.
definite parks, Magic and Studios. But my kids also really like Epcot. So we're bumping into that idea of like maybe Hopper. We're just like hopping around and just like forget about our legs. We're just gonna burn out. But if it's Studios, my must is I need a Ronto wrap, even though I know it's just a hot dog and a pita. I just love it.
Okay.
Seeing the little guy, the robot guy with the fake like heating things up and like looks like a intergalactic like air fryer. I just want it. And then I always need to get it's it's optional, like, or flexible. Adventureland, I usually need to hit up Sunshine Terrace to get some sort of orange bird drink, or I need a Dole Whip around the corner with Aloha Isle.
Got it.
Oh, cheeseburger egg rolls,
dude. Those are insane. Those are the
I
lines.
think that they're $9, but I love them.
Yeah, I mean, money doesn't matter when you're inside the parks. It really
That's
doesn't.
true. Are you a magic bander?
You just tap that magic band, baby. You don't know how much it's going to be.
That's right.
Then we got the bill for our 2 days, and I was like, "That's it." I was like, "Let's get back out there." So,
the line is big, but yeah, that's definitely one of them. Do you popcorn? Well, clearly this time you popcorn bucket, but do you normally popcorn bucket?
Normally we don't. Normally that is not something that I need. My kids are big popcorn, so we usually will get, but not the like specialty popcorn bucket. We'll just get the like whatever one that is. So, because I mean, like that's not to promote it, but that's a steal. It's like $4 or $5 to refill it,
and
it's
you can if you go enough, just bring the bucket with you.
100%.
Yeah,
so
and that's $4 to go.
Yeah.
The coolest one I have though, Figment, and we got a special one.
Yeah,
I don't even know how I held popcorn. It's the shape of the attraction, like, so it's like, and Figment's in it. So like, if you did put popcorn in it, you're kind of a fool, because then it's like there's like a figure inside, and like it's one of those more complicated popcorn buckets. You're like, this is a great souvenir, but who designed this thing? But we got a regular one and like a standard one, and it has the mini Minnie, Daisy, and what's Goofy's girlfriend's name? Clarabelle. They're dressed up as the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, okay.
And that's a really cool one. My daughter loves that one. And that's so cool. Even now when we do movie nights, sometimes we bust out the popcorn buckets, fill it up with popcorn, nice. And they just like munch on it, because we got 2 of them now.
Nice. We never got into like the collectible thing. This one I feel like I could use for toy photography. I tell myself, if I'm ever going to take another toy shot in my life. But there was the only other like actual bucket that we have was, my wife is a big, like, Beauty and the Beast is her movie, and I think it was from probably from Disneyland Paris, there was like the Enchanted Rose, but it had all the stained glass windows around it.
Oh, that's cool.
So I ended up buying that for her off eBay, like years ago. I think it was like $60, but like now when you think about it, it's like $60.
That's a steal.
Yeah, it's a steal. So, but
yeah, my daughter always looks at those the notepads, like the notebooks, but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
shaped, I designed like it's the Up Adventure, like
Yeah.
Adventure Awaits, or it's Beauty and the Beast, and it's like the actual like storybook, but inside it's just a notebook.
Yeah.
So they have all the classic tales in that format. You know, for
cool.
$25 to $35 each. You too
You too.
relive the magic.
For a while, I don't know if they're still doing it. For a while, they were doing the notebooks in the shape of the VHS, the clamshell VHSs. Really? Did you see those?
Oh, I didn't see those this time.
Yeah.
I've seen them in the past though.
Yeah. I always thought that was cool, but it's also like, where am I putting this? Where am I putting this? Where am I putting this? You know,
Where's it all go?
where's it going? Where's it going?
For a while, a non-negotiable was especially staying at the Caribbean Beach Club, and it's access to the Skyliners, and that's a big moment in like in the experience for me. It's like seeing the Skyliners. I'm like, all right, I'm here. We're good.
Yeah.
We got through the whatever air travel kind of issues we go through, or just even like there's no issue. We're still flying. That's an uncomfortable feeling for me.
Yeah.
So once I see the Skyliners, I feel good. And typically, the last like 5 other times, they have Skyliners like toys, like little like keepsakes. And so like I have one of Stitch. Actually, I'll go grab it. But I have one of Stitch. I have one of Chip and Dale, and I think I have one of Mickey and Pluto. And they all each time they had one different one, like a bunch of different ones. I was like, oh, I'll just get one each time I come here, and I'll feel good.
Yeah.
They got rid of the cool ones, and they just have like this like special like 2025 kind of a little gaudy version. I'm like, dang it! Why do you change things, Disney?
Yeah. Why do you change them without notifying us? Yeah.
I did one thing. You should have told me. I would have bought the rest.
Right.
Don't you know how collectors work? Damn it.
Would have bought them all and then given them to yourself as you went, right? Like, is that what we do for our kids? They're like, I do this, right? It was like you see everything, it's like I'm gonna buy it all, but you're not getting it all now. You know,
or it's like it's a Mr. Megorium Wonder Emporium issue. It's like, oh, it's the last Skyliner. I must be dying.
Yeah.
I have no more shoes.
No more shoes. I never thought of it that way. That's sad, actually. Too. We don't think like that. Another non-negotiable for me, but like I guess it's not a fully non-negotiable because we didn't do it this time. Is I always have to do carousel progress. Like that is, if we're gonna be in Magic Kingdom, carousel is a necessity, not just because of the fun air conditioning, but just the history behind it. And it's still, I still find new things every time we go to like.
It's due to upgrade again too. That modern one, they always upgrade every like 10-15 years.
Yeah,
it's due again.
Yeah,
because all the things they have there, it's like, yeah, that is definitely a modern. Like it's not even like reaching in advance. It's like some of it actually feels a little dated now.
Yeah. The VR headset, you're like, we get better graphics than that. Yeah, we can play as Batman now, lady. Come on.
Yeah, and it's like better graphics, and now it's just glasses.
Yeah,
like it's not. But we don't go on that one anymore because one time we got stuck on it because people kept leaving. They're like, please do not leave. You cannot leave the show once it's started. And people don't care. They'll leave. And so the thing has to restart. So we got stuck in I think it's the second chamber.
Okay.
Where they're talking about the ice machine. You know, like the ice box can now keep things cold for up to like 3 days.
3 days. Yeah.
And so we got through that like 5 times because people kept getting up. And my kids are just like, they loved it the first few times. They're like, this is great.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's something I imagine will never go away.
I hope it never does because it's a Guinness Book World Record holder. So,
well, and then that's it, right? Isn't that what started the whole thing at the World's Fair and stuff? So I can't imagine that they would that and Small World and all that stuff. So I imagine that'll never go away. So knock on wood.
It's a classic. If anything, maybe just upgrade the ride a little bit. So if people leave, it just keeps going.
Yeah, just for Chewy. Yeah,
just for me. I'm sure other people that are near me are just like, that stare is like, anyone gets up right now, we're fighting.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
everybody
Stitch.
sit down.
Stitch is gonna have to rip me off of you.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
so what do you think should happen with Tomorrowland?
What's that?
It in the sense that that Stitch ride was never replaced.
Yeah,
Buzz Lightyear feels very dated. I think they're closing that down for refurbishment, but it doesn't feel like beyond the audio and the visual, like when you walk through the gates,
yeah.
it no longer feels like the world of tomorrow
I get that.
today.
I get that. I mean, I also noticed when we were there, the Astro Orbiter that's on top of the People
It's
Mover
just
was gone.
gone. Like
So I think
100%
they're
gone.
they're refurbishing it though. I'm not sure that it's gone forever, but
But they took the entire thing. Like it's not
yeah.
just like, hey, we're
Well,
taking care of the car, the rocket ships, the entire thing.
but maybe to your point, that's going to be part of whatever the new piece is coming, right? So, I mean, like to me, I don't look at Tomorrowland like this is a step into the future, meaning like what 20 2000 2100 is going to look like. To me, it's always like this was the future of it's like I'm okay with it not being the real future or the real Tomorrowland for us, right? It's like this is what that vision was back then, and they keep changing it and updating it. I mean, but again, it's like what we're talking about. Like, okay, well, what do they want to do with it, right? Like, if it's really going to be a Tomorrowland, you know, it's kind of got a mishmash of things, right? You've got Carousel of Progress, you've got Space Mountain, which absolutely needs to just be there forever. Talk about nostalgia on that.
Tron is the newest thing.
Tron, what we say, Buzz Lightyear, Carousel, Space Mountain, Tron, the Laugh Floor, right?
Yep.
People Mover, and then I guess
Astro
really that's
Orbiter at best.
an Astro Orbiter when it comes back. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it needs to just kind of be, I guess, reimagined, just to like, all right, what's the consistency here? Is it space? Is it future technology? Is it nostalgia future? Like, what's the connection? I mean, I liked that alien encounter ride. I mean, I thought the Stitch thing was okay, but I really, I mean, I talk about phrases that stick with you. You've done alien encounter, right? When it was,
Yeah.
like,
I remember as a kid.
the pre-show on that with Tim Curry, right? When he's the robot.
Oh, I
And
don't remember it this well.
so like, but again, it's like one of those things that sticks in your head. It's when he sends the little Skippy or whatever the heck it is, his name out. He goes, "Bon voyage." Like, and that phrase, the way he says it is stuck in my head. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, I understand it's Magic Kingdom, probably shouldn't be that scary, but yeah, they should do something with it.
Something. It's just stroller parking, which is necessary. Which
Yeah.
they keep it organized, so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's the one
sure.
thing. Swing it back to Universal.
Yeah.
You really don't. You should. They really don't want you to have a stroller there. There's even questions if they want
Kids.
yeah, and like people that can't walk all day.
Yeah.
Like so there's some moments where I'm just like, oh man, this is not gonna pass. Like what shouldn't there be like some handicap accessibility for some
Something.
folks on this thing? And like I'm seeing them like there better be a special door for someone. Like this is messed up.
Go see Dolores in the back. Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, I think a new ride. I think Monsters Inc. While popular, it's popular.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit there.
It doesn't, and will they either move it or completely take it out now that they're going to have their own area in studios?
Yeah, true. They could easily move it to there. Like they could have like it's not a big attraction. Like you could have Pizza Rizzo could be like replaced. Oh, badly. That space could be there, and then you have 2 slots. Back to Space Mountain though. I think they need. I would never want them to replace it. I think some updating would be nice.
Like I think like in the queue.
Yeah. Like for May the 4th, I don't think they have the technology to do Hyperspace Mountain.
No.
So I think if they could add some elements like that, not huge changes, but cosmetic lifts, I think it would help tie it all together.
They do that, don't they? Do that in in Disneyland, right? Because they have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for the Halloween nights, they have something too. But I agree. I think there's some stuff they could change. Like again, for me though, it's always like a slippery slope, right? Like don't change too much. I don't want to see those, the like NASA pieces go away. Like I think they're fun. They're static. Like I don't need them to be upgraded. Um, are you a sunglasses on guy when you ride?
Space Mountain?
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Do you not
realize.
know about this?
Wait, do people
Oh,
ride it with sunglasses? Like it's dark
always.
enough.
Oh no, but so that's the point. If it's you put your sunglasses on and it makes it that much darker, and it's like to me, it's a whole different ride.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but so next time we go, I will say so. Part of the perks of working down there for the college program, they would do these like special nights or like cast member appreciation nights, and there was a couple opportunities we had to like ride rides with the lights on. And
Oh, okay.
so I've done Space Mountain, Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roller Coaster with the lights on. Space Mountain is scary with their lights on because you don't realize how close everything is. Like you're so confined that it was almost like you're like, oh, this will be cool. And I'm like looking around, I'm like keeping my hands here because I'm like, oh, this is dangerous. It's
Like, and you know people that like arms up.
yeah, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'll never do that again. So, but
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, seeing that and seeing Rock and Roller Coaster was cool too because that's another one where it's like you get like a new appreciation for how the
So did you
layout,
ride
right?
that one last time? Do you still do the coasters?
Yeah, I still do coasters. We didn't do Rockin' because it was just like we were trying to hit highlights this time around. But like my daughter's starting to get into coasters and stuff. So like she, last when we went last time with the kids, I did it. So but yeah.
Yeah,
Do you not
yeah.
you don't do coasters anymore?
No, I do it, but no, I do them all whenever my
Yeah.
daughter asks, and then I end up doing a couple because we were with my nephew, and he's 16, and we went on Jurassic World Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
That is like Universal's like big one. It's like one that has like how Rock and Roller Coaster does like the takeoff,
Yep.
like the woo, and then hits you
Yeah.
again, or hits you forward. This one hits you again close to the end. It's
Oh.
like,
Well,
oh,
I didn't know that.
we're going through all these crazy spins, and you're like, and at this point, we're gonna go faster. It's like it whips you forward. I was like, holy crap! But yeah, I do them now. But it's certainly like I used to love it a lot more in my 20s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like on Tron, did you ride Tron?
Well, I did Tron last time. I didn't do it this time around. So I mean, like, I'll be honest with you, it was cool. I don't know if it was worth the like hype or the wait because didn't it take like it was supposed to open like 4 years earlier or something like
Yeah,
that.
it took
It take a
forever
long
to
time.
show up.
So
Um, I like it. I like it. No, I
yeah.
like it. Yeah.
So
I definitely get that feeling though when like that initial takeoff and then it just like bangs it right. You're like,
yeah.
holy crap.
Yeah. I Space Mountain. I'm yelling in the back towards my wife, like, "Where's the Admiral? We got the Admiral!" It's like you can feel it, right? Like, but
The
oh,
best though coaster experience I've had in my life though was so with kids like we get split off all the time.
yeah.
And so like I rode Guardians by myself. It was me and I forget the guy's name because I made friends with him in the line. But we got picked to be like the first like row one. And
Yeah.
I've never been row one for like any rides. Like a coaster. Like of course like
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh or like Peter Pan. Yeah, you're always row one.
You're always
But
right.
for Guardians of the Galaxy being up in the front and having Tears for Fears in your ears, but you don't see the cars in front of you. So like it's a different experience. You're flying through space. Like it's just like
Yeah.
you don't get context of like there's a track, there's another car, nope, it's stars and like a big celestial on a planet, and you're just like it was the best experience, also the most nervous experience. Like this is way too much for me right now. Holy crap.
So we've done it before, but we paid for the lightning pass for this one. And we got first car. We didn't get first row this time. We got like, so you were the first row, we were the second row of the first car. And I was actually able to follow the story up there. Because the first time I was like, I don't know what the story is, but the ride is amazing. Like it's probably my favorite ride on property right now. But yeah, you're right. Like being upfront is completely because you have no idea what's coming. And like honestly, I'll be honest with you. Spoiler alert if you don't want to know. I forgot about the launch, like the reverse launch or whatever it is in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, like I just totally forgot about it. But I'm trying to think of the song that we had because you had Tears for Fears. That's a good one. Oh, we had Disco Inferno this time.
Okay.
So yeah.
And I know during the holidays, at least not every holiday, I think, but they switch it to a holiday track.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, that is. I almost debated waiting online for that one afterwards.
That's something people collect too. Like you collect the songs.
Oh really?
Yeah,
How do you commemorate that you collect them though?
You just I don't know.
You just write it down.
Honor system.
Honor. Hey, whatever works. All right. Well, we're hitting our hour mark that we said we would try it out. I think this worked out pretty well. I had fun.
I like it.
Too. Did you have fun?
I loved it. I could talk about Disney all day. We can even talk about strategies in the park next.
That's true. Strategies. Where to start?
Lightning lanes, what you pay for, what you don't pay for, rope drop strategy. Rope drop all day. You wake up or you're a fool.
That's it. Up and at 'em, boys. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, hey, dude, I appreciate you pushing me to do this. And hopefully we'll make this a regular thing. So
yeah, definitely
nothing more I need than another stream in my life. So, the more I get to talk to people, the better I feel. But thank you, Chewy, for pushing me. And, for everybody watching, whether you watched live or the replay, we appreciate the hell out of you. And, in the immortal words of Mickey Mouse, see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Oh, I almost left instead of ending the stream.
Oh, that would have been awkward for me.